Icon Radio.
They say Thursday is the new Friday, and it's always a vibe here at the Vault with the rowdiest crew in radio. I'm your girl, Myra Maloba, the Afro Punk Queen. But let me tell you, I can't with these guys sometimes. Like you guys, we need to regulate. Like they're regulating border borders right now. There used to be a Vault regulation. We do this each and every Thursday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. In studio, we've got with us.
Yeah, Pretty Boy Swag, Oshea Gambino hapa.
Oza, tunajua tena. Nilikuwa nataka kuleta warenji ndio aweze kuregulate. G-Rongi in the house there. Tunajua tena kama kawa, alafu tuko na mzee mzima.
Yeah, Kimya, you know Mr. Miyaki.
Yo.
Hip hop all day.
Hey.
Yeah, I think I should replace, Gambino there with the Playboy look. Yeah, it's a beat maker, not the beat taker. 10 fingers in the air, representing. Yeah, all the way.
Yeah, when the Playboys look.
I'm retiring Gambino as a Playboy. I'm the real Playboy, man.
That's when Kasemaje, when the Playboys look.
No, there's no for playing boys. Listen, okay.
No, Jashika, when I play, boys look.
Alright.
Mzima mejita, Playboy look, akona Playboy look. Na mimi nasema nikiplay,
What play?
Sawa. Are you guys all set? Your water is nice and warm. Can we get started?
Yeah.
All right, Kimya, it's so good to see you after such a long time.
Too.
I can't remember the last time. It's been a long time.
I've been quiet.
Yeah, you've been quiet. I was just thinking about it today when I heard Kimya is coming to the studio. I was like, what?
Mm-hmm.
The thing I always remember about you is your speech when you are accepting the Kisima Award for Punchline Kibao. Man, so we were there. They're like, oh my God!
Yeah, it was dope.
It was dope. We were young girls at the time. We were there. We were listening to you guys, Ibrahu and who. It's still a massive track till today. You have been influence in the hip hop industry. It's an honor to have you in the studio.
Thank you very much.
Now, this one is always the rant. Everybody get their rants out so we can get into the show.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is where we purge. We purge whatever has been bugging us throughout the week. Okay. So I'll give the opportunity to the floor, whatever anybody has to purge, so we can have a flawless show afterwards.
For this week, mzima toa mwaga.
Playboy.
Why is everyone throwing to the left?
Okay, I'm not gonna rant. I'm gonna be very appreciative because this year's Women's Day has been the most phenomenal one yet. Okay. The women have been put on the pedestal that they need to be put on, and for years. And now, the theme for this year was break the bias, and it's such an important theme, especially like in the music industry. Yeah. There's an event I went for where Chemutai Sage was performing, and she was like, when I started music, by the second minute I was being told, you gotta be sexy, or by the next day somebody else will come and take your place. Not because of her talent, not because of her writing, not because of who she is as a person, but because this is what the industry dictates. So I gotta say that women are taking charge, they're taking ownership, and they're taking the stage, and they're taking it by force, by fire. So I really appreciated this year's Women's Day. It was such a special moment. Yes, G-Rongi, yes.
Yeah, me, I want the women to be forefront of everything. Mm-hmm. Even construction companies wanafaa kwa mjengo, kwa kujenga, kwa sababu wenyewe we all equal. Mm-hmm. I see them kwa ma3 nini wakidondoka na wakishazini wametake over hiyo sector actually. Mm-hmm. Na wanacheza poa sana kwa sababu afadhali mimi mrembo aniitishe jufala akinitisha na mwambia vako. Akiongea mbaya ni kumshikanisha na mtopa nje ya ma3. Lakini mrembo mpaka unaona mpaka unatoa mpaka za soda. Si fair peke yake. Akaanza kidogo nimalizie. Tupatane hadi kwa construction. It's all about equality. Mm-hmm. I want to see 50% of women kwa kuare. Si mambosh peke yake. Ama vipi? I don't want to see garden boys, I want to see garden girls also. Mm-hmm. We need to be equal. Mm-hmm. I don't want to see gentlemen, I want to also see gentle women. Yeah. As in equality is all But also at the same time, it's all about strength, what people are putting in. Because in the house, we have different strength. Kwa sababu mimi naweza kupatia tu example yangu. Kuna time fulani nimesota mbaya sana mzee mzima na mama ndo alikuwa do everything. But sasa tuko na mtoi. So I won't say give me your job, I go work, do any woman ukamu. So we had to, cause ni world ya sai, we had to alternate ama vipi. Mimi nilikuwa hiyo ndo nilikamkuelewa stay at home dad inamaanisha nini. Against what? It was so fun. Because I'm growing with my kid.
There you go.
It was something totally different. The privilege women get, but men don't know how much that privilege.
It is a privilege. Yes.
You know, so that's why they force it like that. But for me, because Saitna ishi called Flani, we have to hustle. We have to, both of us, we have to go work. Ndio vitu zikuwe poa. We don't have to tell everybody wifangwa na more ama haziangu. You know, right now we are building a family. We need to grow in a good kind of way. So we both need to be put in 50-50. Unanielewa? So ikam ni women rights na vitu kama hizo, that's my part where I play. I make sure my woman ako poa.
Word.
Everything iko poa. Na any part ninaweza play mimi ndakuwa poa. Naweza sema kitu but watu watasema ni maringo. Mi wife wangu ite alikuwa na ball. Hadi vile meza hadi saa ni vile set kuna mboch. I never wanted her to do anything. You need something back.
Did you pack her feet? Good stuff.
I'm telling you, I was overworking.
Hey, Playboy.
Good stuff.
That's nothing to do with Playboy. That's
shout out to Susan. Shout out to Susan.
Yeah, that's being a man, bro.
Playboy meaning you're playing your part. Yes.
That's a play, man, but I don't allow that. Hiyo kuja na sungura, sio play kuja na kasungura hapo kala.
Sikucheza ni kadi za ball.
No, I hear you.
So in short, I never wanted her to do anything. Why? Because in moment, actually what she's going through, I cannot even comprehend.
Yeah.
So all I had to do is go ni shut down mind yangu. I do everything they're supposed to do. Alafu at the same time unaweza imagine unatafuta mbocho unafanya nini, you have to, so
it's
every
difficult.
time alafu sani yako nafaa kutoka chuo na yani as in for me nilikuwa like oh my god I'm happy to do this. Kwa sababu na one time ndakaa tu nijiambia nyewe ndio mtu huyo anakuambia nini unaniambia budu ampiga bonga la smack memory narudi. Like budangu alikuwa ananichukua alikuwa anafanya hivi as in hata utanili kusema anything else memory narudi, but on that part I can say it's all about kujidedicate. Jumi budangu, you know what my dad used to do? Every Sunday he used to cook at home. So out of it ilinifanya nikapenda kupika. So hata nikiwa home I love cooking, so it's something very natural. It's nothing to do ati muafrika. Yoni wacha
nisikas. You don't cuss.
Hata nisikas. Yoni mentality ya mtu vile ana decide kuchukulia. Mi najua nikiwa home nikipika wife ako happy, watu wako happy. That's my happiness.
I mean, in the animal kingdom, it's the male ostrich that sits on the eggs as the wife goes to, the female goes to look for the food.
Hata penguins, they do exchange. Moja anaenda na search, anarudi na pay food, alafu mwingine anaenda, so wana alternate, unajua.
It's a change.
The world has changed.
One
has changed. Asaya tuko chini ya mgumo, ama tuko chini.
I disagree with what he's saying about the 50-50 thing. You know, there's a psychologist alifanya test, and you know, even given the opportunity of complete equality, madema atafanya hizo kazi zenye hawataki kufanya. Like, we're not going to see a 50% amount of women kwa mjengo. It's just not going to happen.
They are there.
They'll be there, but it's not going to be 50-50. Ata women border drivers are there, but it's not 50-50. Like, they still gravitate to the jobs they want to do. Like, they're still going to do interior design and presentation, and like there's some jobs that they do. There's not going to be some phenomenal numbers. Like the first country that has the highest equality numbers is the Netherlands, and the women are still doing the same jobs that they were doing before. Like, there's not a phenomenal change like we think. We think it's going to be like that, and even the women will fight for it. But then when that day comes, the women are still studying the same things they were studying. Their parents, bado wanawaambia endo some kitu fulani.
But I don't think, like, you know, the jobs mjengo ni nini is something somebody would want to do. It's because of survival. But I think, yes, because of that same survival, because right now also the shift has changed. Families are no longer a norm. And you're finding a lot of people who are single parents. I won't say single mothers, there's also single fathers out there. And you got to do what you got to do. So I think there is a shift in job titles right now and what you can do and what you can do. That's why you'll find women in Kwamjengo, you'll find them over there in the matatu, blah, blah, blah. And it's not become taboo anymore.
Can you notice there's some really pretty police women? And na hiyo mimi nafurahia.
Bro, mimi vuta bangi mbele yao nishike like please.
Hey. Okay, let me say this. Let me say this coming from a different direction.
A nice way, and then we just go.
But let me come at this from a different direction.
Yeah.
For me, yeah, I've always been a big advocate for women. And people ask me this all the time. And I say maybe it's because I grew in a house just of ladies. You know, don't have no brother. I'm the only brother. Yeah. Yeah.
Myra, you never told me this.
So basically, and basically even before, even before my two sisters came along, there were other two who didn't make it on this earth, and they were both also, they're also both girls. You know, so at the end of the day, I like how women are going and they're pushing for their rights. But I think also as us men, we need to encourage them to get to where they need to get to. You know, we can't just sit back and be like, oh, I see you doing your thing, and then you're not there pushing them and helping them get to where they go to. You know, so for me, I see a woman coming out and standing tall, strong. I'll be like, you know what? I'm going to jump on there and help her get to where she needs to go to. If she needs help from me, I'm there for her, provided it's a positive thing.
Right.
Not a woman coming to me saying, you know what? I want to be a bank robber. Then be like, yeah, let's go do it. No. It has to be something positive. But then again, we've also got to understand there are cultures in Kenya, and not in Kenya, but in Africa, that still don't believe in that woman moving forward. You know, places like Sudan, they don't believe in that. They say that's nonsense. You know, so they still believe you're underneath my toe. You know, which I think that mentality has to change, because women can grow. They can be what they want to be. If you right now in Kenya, if you look at the corporate sector, most people who are leading are women. They're not men.
True.
You know, the corporate sector has totally changed. It wasn't that a couple of years ago. So for that, we've got to give props.
There we go.
Yeah, most definitely. Women, Wameji, prove to be very consistent. You know, they're very good at what they do in marketing, you know, and other sales, and they're just everywhere in the corporate.
And they're go-getters.
They are.
Actually, the people who are failing us, the lawmakers. And unajua juzi in parliament they were talking about, you remember that percentage of women that's supposed, but who refused a lot of men there. But which kind of men are there? For us, actually, I'm saying, I hope hatutakuwa censored. August in the election.
Supposedly,
Yes.
That's another season for us to choose our favorite thief.
Yes, yeah.
Let us not get into politics because we need to get on a break. We need to go on a break. We'll be back with more after this.
Icon Radio.
I'm back with the Vault. I'm your girl Myra Maloba, the Afro-Punk Queen, aka Queen Boogie.
Oza. Tunajua tena G-Rongi. Tuko na
Oshea Gambino.
Uspime.
Today we are saying the lights are too bright. The lights are too bright here. I can't stand it.
Bwana uko humble hivyo leo.
You stole my shine band.
Hey.
Then go get Solea. Kuna shine ingine.
Can you finish your intros, please?
Oh yes, the BeatMekah in the place with his own shine.
Oza. Tuko na mzee mzima bado.
Kimya in the house.
Oza.
Yes.
Still making noise.
Hey. Right. So, in the second hour is when we're going to have a complete conversation with Kimya and find out where he's been and where he's at right now. But before we get into that, we get into our conversation of the day, which is, listen, what is the position of our producers, our DJs, and people literally who shape the industry, right? Oshea, you're the one who brought this up. What was your take on it to begin with?
Yeah, before I was rudely interrupted. I want to send a shout out to all the ladies out there.
Hey!
Yeah.
Hey, ladies.
Pretty much.
Ladies. See, ladies. Ladies.
Mama Mboga, manze mama wa Kibandaski. Kama si wao watungekuwa Nairobi.
Hebu nikuulize.
Some of us are twice.
Excuse me.
Amen.
Ngoja kwanza nikuulize. Nilisikia sana mama Mboga anaitwa Mboga. Uko nasema nini man?
Yeah. And secondly, manze nataka condemn manze whatever will happen over the weekend. Story Forest Road. Yeah, ilikuwa fiti. Wanaume waliniangusha.
Listen, there's a lot of conversation. I think we were having this like during the break. There's a lot of conversation that needs to be had around violation, especially when it comes to sexual violations. And it's not only happening to women, it's also happening to men. It's just that it's a stigma to talk about, and it's something that is considered a taboo. And I think it's high time, and it's critical that this conversation starts. I am a mother of boys, and I am scared for them. I don't know what society is bringing up nowadays. The stories you hear out there are absolutely horrible. So I have to say that this conversation is needed for both men and women. Humanity as a whole. Things need to change. Nobody has a right over anybody's body, whether you're the police, whether you're a politician, whether you're a mother or a father. Nobody has a right over your life and what they can do over your life. So let's end the violence. GBV, SGBV, it needs to end. Yes, G-Rongi.
So only rights over those bodies is only applies to women.
No.
Listen to my argument, bro. It's very important.
I said both.
Bro, how many daughters did they tell you I have?
Hata mimi niko na wasichana.
Moja kuna moja ni msoja. No, point yangu.
Mademu wanafanywa hivyo ama ni nini si fiti. Sindo.
Alisema both.
Bro, umerukiriria.
I said both, G. I said both male, and that's why I said I have sons. And I'm also scared for them right now.
I know.
I'd rather lock them up in the house than get them out there, because you don't even know what your neighbor is doing or what they're thinking. That's how bad it has gotten.
And that's why...
Bro. Listen, no endorsement.
Unajua Andrew Kibe badake nilimletea nini? Mavasili.
Listen, I think we need to get into the
At least endelee you smoothness ya life.
We need to get. I think we need to hear from the fans. Sorry, I'm not even spitting. We need to get. I'm not even spitting rhymes. We need to get it. Listen, it's alright, G. I think we also need to hear from the fans. So the fans can let us know what they think by hitting us up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, on Icon Radio KE. You're also streaming us on www.iconradio.co.ke. We also have our WhatsApp number, which is 0788380030. If you'd like to send a shout out to either G, Oshea, Jimmy, or Kimya in the house, you can drop that voice note. So yes. Our topic of the day, because like I told you, I went for an event the other day, and Sage was giving a story, and she was just like, listen, we went for a meeting with my producer and a bigwig in the industry, and they're basically telling me, listen, we need to now sexualize you, and yes, that we need to now make you more of a person with sex appeal.
The funniest thing, apart from being sexy, the other thing that a lot of women are being pushed to right now is if you're I mean, I love the dark skin color. I have no issue with it. But women are being told you need to become lighter, you need to become browner. It's happening right now, by the way. It's happening right now. So you feel like the way you're born is not good enough. You're being pushed to a certain direction. I think that's also it's a way of discriminating someone.
And it's self-hate. It builds a lot of self-hate.
Is there black melanin TV newscaster?
Yes, there is.
Wangapi? Sisemi black as in you're black. All of them in Kenya they are black. I mean dark skin.
Chocolate complexion.
Men. I don't think.
No, women. For men they have advantage.
There are.
Women they don't.
They are
one-sided.
Okay.
There are, and I'm
but
not
how many percentage? As in
percentage, I wouldn't say there's a big percentage. Also because of the variation of men to women still.
No, I'm not talking about.
So that's why also the number is not so big.
But the funny thing, what G-Rongi?
I'm saying about men. I'm saying about.
But I'll explain.
Men wako na advantage. Men kuna bora umesho talent fulani unaweza chukuliwa. Kwanza kina Jeff, akina nani, akina Swale nani, they are not sima brown skin, but kwa sababu talent imeweka hapo. But for women, they don't care about talent or anything. Kuna kitu fulani wanaangalia. That's
but
not
but
possible.
that's
That's
but
discrimination.
just to answer
I
you,
won't dispute with you. I won't dispute
But-
with you.
but there is-
Gene. I won't dispute with you because it was also still a conversation that was brought up. Like how many people represent real newscasters in terms of women. It's how well you can fit into a dress, how well your face looks. It's not about just your skill and it's an actual. Yes.
Can I say something? Have you seen Swalem Doe and Jeff? They are very independent in the news wanasoma. Una notice huyu haikuambiwa na producer fanya hivi. Yao ni yao wanaifanya na kwa zaidi. But have you ever seen for women?
Even Okora,
they
my
are like a
friends.
statue. Wanaambiwa nyinyi kaeni hivi, fanyeni hivi na hivi. Alafu kwa sababu ya nini? A lot of them niyo na kwambeni choice ya vile wanafaa kukaa.
but you know,
See freedom. I won't lie to you. The only woman in Kenya alikuwa na free kufanya kile anataka alikuwa Caroline Mutoko. He didn't have Joy Rodel come established, but right now.
But there's a second.
Lulu.
Yeah, but there are there.
But
there are few.
but there's a second side to that story also, which okay, for me it doesn't make sense. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, film producer Flavian Busia. We were talking, and then he explained about the camera thing to me, and he was saying, you know, which I think is okay. I understand this whole discussion, though it's a ridiculous point for me. I'm not blaming anyone, but I'm saying they also claim, some of these producers claim that it's harder to get in camera. The skin color, the lighter skin color is easier to put out than the dark one. They have to do a lot,
it's true.
Which I feel okay, that's technical, but what I'm talking about is forcing someone to do something because you think they're going to stand out. About, like, for example, if you're an artist, if you're a recording artist, or you're someone who's trying to push a brand, they'll be like, you know what, I think you need to go down to River Road and buy these supplements, to put on your skin to make you look lighter. It's a big discussion. There's a time I even saw the time Vera did her whatever. Was it bleaching of her skin? And she was crying there saying, oh, she did it because of opportunities and all these things. And there's other people who are like dark skin who are like, well, you know what? What are we? Do we have to change ourselves so we fit in? I don't personally think that you have to change yourself to fit in. You can still, and if you think it's a joke, look at some of the top supermodels that have ever been there in the world, coming from Africa. They were not light skinned.
Alekwek.
Yeah.
I love Alekwek.
Look at them. Look at Ajuma. Look at the people that we have. Like, they stood out and they didn't compromise. They'd be like, oh, you know what? Let me start going to pay I don't know how many thousands of pounds so I can bleach my skin so I can fit in. You don't have to fit in, but you have to be you. That's what I believe in.
Alafu, one thing actually, Ian's and very simple. The woke society, the liberals, the so-called cancel culture. You need to say technology is racist. Kwa sababu itoi black man vile inapendekeza.
No, it's true. When the first camera came out, when the cameras came out and the actual documentaries about this, that it didn't favor the darker skin.
True.
It was all about the lighter skin.
Yeah,
it was all about white, yes. And it still is taking time to evolve. But technology has also created apps and whatever to kind of combat all of that. You just need to apply yourself, my friend.
I will need technology to make me look good instead of the camera just being the camera. Na vile tunajuanga na vile tunajua technology ya camera inafaa tu kukua kama ni kamred kushika kang. No, I'm saying a lot of dark skinned people are being left out and they're talented because of what? Si ati ni talent yao iko down. Hiyo camera haichukui kulingana na vile director producer anataka.
It's not all on screen.
It's not, yes. And then true. And then there's still that bias. That's a saying. It's an actual saying. The face for radio. But now radio has become audio as well.
If you ugly, go to radio.
Radio has become visual as well.
You ugly, visit radio, bro. Oshea, tunakuachia news.
Na mtu akona sauti kaya ya Myra tena hapo unachujwa.
Ushemit Jeff Mwangemi. Ushemit Jeff Mwangemi. Ushemit Jeff Mwangemi.
Who chooses?
Yeah, that's the question.
Have you ever seen Jeff Mwangemi? You will think you're the kware watu walikuwa wanatoa maweza na
Oh my God! Listen, now it's time. I'm being told it's time to go on a break.
We've changed the whole topic what we were talking about actually.
It's time to go on a break. We'll still love to hear from you. Hit us up on our socials: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Oi!
Oza.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube on Icon Radio KE. And then our WhatsApp number is 0788380030. I really need you guys to weigh in, so please hit us up before now we take a break.
Icon Radio.
You are in the mix.
Icon Radio. And we're back. This is The Vault, where we do this each and every Thursday with the Radius crew on radio. And by the way, let me tell you, when you guys are doing your descriptions on social media, not everybody is roughest and toughest, okay? Describe yourselves and then say, and Myra, okay? I'll accept anyone control.
Some of us are smooth as silk.
Even our digital team, stop saying roughest and toughest, please. Say roughest and toughest and then Myra. You know, don't know to do what. I'm like, wait, listen.
Matumbo gang.
Listen, just because my voice is matching yours doesn't mean that I'm here dog pound, okay?
Voice moja na my nigga.
Right.
Just because
okay, so.
The
question here is that there are regulators. Regulators are not only MCSK or whatever. They're also now the DJs have now become regulators of what goes on air and what doesn't. Producers as well, programmers, schedulers. So the question here is, what authority are we giving them, and how much of it can we, also regulate ourselves on how much we can get, because now the scope has changed. The way things are being done has changed. Guys are hitting it up crazy on YouTube. They're getting millions and millions of numbers that even the radio stations and the TV stations would want themselves. And stars are being born every day, and they're the ones who are determining their destiny. So the question is, now, how do we kind of now take the power away from some of these people?
Can I use this word? The paradigm is shifting. This sound important.
I think it's already started happening.
Yeah.
Social media and YouTube and all these other channels, podcasts that are popping off, it's already getting out of their hands to some extent. It's not as strong as it used to be. And now, if they don't play a certain position where they're actually coming up with new artists or using some kind of incentive, eventually they're going to become obsolete. And now the powerhouses are going to be the ones that they start introducing those new artists, because back in the day we used to trust a DJ to bring us every new artist. Now the DJ's blocking the new artist. He's not playing his position.
Right.
So when the DJ who does introduce the new artist who's good and does it consistently for a year, people are going to start looking to him, and whatever station grabs that person, like you said, the paradigm is going to shift.
Right.
It's going to start heading that way. And
right.
all these other guys who've been, blocking everything, cock blocking, gate blocking,
all the blocks.
they're gonna. People aren't going to be, interested in their shows anymore.
I gotta ask you, how did you guys used to fight to get yourselves on air? Because I remember it wasn't that easy.
It wasn't easy. First of all, we tried the normal channels, just talk to them, drop it off in the drop box, and I heard they used to slide on them at Kiss FM. They used to slide on our CDs.
Wow.
Bro, kuna wale nilikuwa nasikia mpaka alidecorate sitting room yake na masidi.
Lakini
wanacheza nazo kama frisbee.
We used a back door entrance. Tuliona hawakubali kwa front door, so tulikuwa tunatuma maboys wetu, and they used to get their girls and they go home with them, and the next day the chicks playing the music.
No,
sometimes
you
it
know.
used to be it's not only chicks who climb ladders horizontally.
Oh my God.
Seriously, so guys got romantically involved with some of those women, and it's not like us, even the people who were before us, my big brother and those guys, guys, so there were some ladies who were attracted to some guys, wakaanza mambo flani, and that became one way, those chicks who they helped, so I'm not gonna lie about it, but it's a fact. It's a fact,
They literally had to sleep their way onto radio.
And it's the same thing for ladies. There's ladies who are meeting guys that are yeah, I can do what you want. I can do this. I can get you on this. But we need to go out or something, And like you were saying, what Sage is facing, it's true. I have female friends in media, even to get a job, a guy's like, you know, we need to go for dinner. And that dinner ain't going to be dinner. We know what it is. So
True.
It's still sexual harassment. It's messed up and it's twisted.
Yeah.
You know, but that was one of the ways. Another way, we stopped dealing with them. We started going to clubs, talking to the DJ, buy him some drinks, play music, and the reaction that we get in the club, then the radio guys start chasing, you know, a hype that's already been created. You know, so if we can find a way to create also a hype, these guys are just chasing hype. They're looking for ratings or whatever, but they'll chase the hype once it's created.
Right.
Me one thing I know, a lot of music we listen on TV and radio, ambazo zinachezwa na presenters na DJ, ni zile kasako kao, girlfriend yake, boyfriend zake, mabesi zake, mabro zake, mwambia, this is what's up. That's what we're listening. Kama tunasikiza DJ John Falme, just know, whatever his friends and his girlfriend love, that's what we're listening to. I won't lie to you. We can say whatever.
You guys are saying this as a fact.
People aren't impartial.
It's a fact.
Yeah,
it's a fact. Sinakuja nakwambia naje Myra, hii ndio imeshika. Pia utaenda utadhani whatever is in the circle utaenda kuchezea. Waseni aje, but actually
hata ikikam kwa corporate
it's not so happening down.
These guys wanauliza watoto wao like nini na hit side.
It's true.
Yeah.
But you know
there's a disconnect.
But you know the interesting thing about this whole thing and what I'm happy about. I'm happy because I'm a content provider also through music. I'm happy that the game is changing. It's a slavery mentality that you have to do this to get ahead and move this way. You know, like back in the days they used to say even in Kenya where you know those white folks were around, that there was one guy who was like the head of the farm. And you had to go bend down to him to get anything to happen, and that's a slavery. It's slavery mentality. But now with so many formats of putting out your music, you know, back in the day, people would literally, like, it was Capital FM, and you take your music there, you'd sit by the radio to see will they play my song. But nowadays you can put your song up online in seconds, and people are hearing your music. You know. So I'm happy that thing has changed, because those same, like recently we saw that, and I want to bring this point up again. Recently we saw that Kimya had come up and said that people loved him so much that now he didn't want to be a DJ, he didn't want to come back, but now it's like he has to come back. But the thing is, people don't realize, a lot of people went online and they said, so what? Like when he had a position, he played people out.
Yeah. You know,
he didn't support people.
Do you know Pinye when let's hear what Oshea before ngoja kwanza wacha niseme hii. Pinye nikimpengo mengo vya tunajua liniuliza nini? I hope hii wimbo ina shenga.
Yeah. But whatever Jimmy amesema, hakuna, there's nothing has changed Jimmy. Ni kumove to move.
No, it has.
From presenters, TV.
No,
radio,
Oshea, you know why it has changed?
Like,
why?
That story, there's that story of Mwalimu Rachel, ama naitwa nani?
Robbery with violence.
The sailors. The sailors.
The same thing is happening with these other producers. Like,
do you know?
Like Magic Singer. Like, who come and take your music down? Like, I create.
No. I disagree with that. You know, I disagree with that. I disagree. I disagree with that. I disagree with it because this is not a Kenyan thing. It's a worldwide thing. Second of all, what has happened now? And it's not just in Kenya. The artists now have control over their music. They decide where it goes and who it goes to. And many of them are put up on their own platforms. They're not relying on anyone to put out their music. So times have changed. Yes, there is that thing that people are still being played out. But now people are like, yeah, you're playing me out. So what? I'm going to go do my own thing. That's where things have changed. But in terms of people being played, yes, people are still being played. But people now have control. If they, for example, if you were an artist and you wanted to sell your merchandise, you'd have to go through certain people. Nowadays, you see people putting up their own websites to be like, you know, I'm selling my own material, and people are buying it. I don't have to go through any middleman to make that happen. And that's what I mean. The slavery mentality was there, but it's not. It's still there. It's still there in certain TV and radio stations. They're still there that, oh, you have to do this favor for me to move ahead. But now you have that choice. Be like, no, I'm not going that direction. This is what I'm going to do now.
Back him up, because you see how devolution worked for counties. I think the same thing happened in music, and like even in the club industry in the city.
Right.
People don't have to go to Westie anymore to get that Westie vibe. Like you can get that Westie vibe in Buru, in Kitengela, in Gong. Like nobody has to go anywhere anymore. So with the same thing with the music, like you don't have to go as far as you used to have to go. Even the counties, they don't have to wait for money to trickle through a million fingers for their cast to do something in their county. So like he's saying, like Nowadays, there's so many places, and like the people I talk to, where are you getting your music from? Where everybody's so individual nowadays.
Right.
There's not that many people who are sitting and listening to radio. You know, they have their favorite show. Like Kitambo, the whole city was listening to Hits Not Homework. Nowadays, not so much.
Yeah.
And if you if you wanted to do a mix, if you want to do if you also want to do if you wanted to be on a mix CD, you had to go to certain. By the way, for mix, go ahead, Malize. Hold on, this is an important point.
All right, let's finish.
Let's finish this point.
Yeah, Jimmy, go ahead.
Yeah, let me tell you this. Back in the days, back in the days, if you wanted to be on a mix CD, you'd have to go to certain famous DJs to be on that. Nowadays, I mean, there's even softwares, man. You can just drop and make your own mix CD if you want to do it and put out your own. So a lot has changed in the area of music and technology. Technology is moving forward. If we calculate time back in the, like if we look back in the days, how people used to put music out, like in the 80s and 90s, it was a very defined market, and there's pros and cons about it. There's good things and bad things. You know, for example, there were more sales sometimes back in the days. People will line out when a CD comes out. They line up outside shops just to get that CD. Now I still see guys selling CDs on the road. They're like, "What? Why am I buying your CD?" Like literally, they're like, "I know where to find it. Why do I need you?" You know. So there are pros and cons.
But bottom line, it's you as an artist putting in the work now. It's your efforts, it's your time, and it's you saying, I'm going to be the master of my destiny, because everybody has not been equipped to not push. Yeah, thanks to social media and all these apps that are out there, and distro and whatever. So guys just need to put in the time and stop now, you know, the way we blame the government about everything. We now need to just take control of whatever we do. Right?
But there's one thing that hasn't changed. This what we're talking about, the topic for today. The one thing that hasn't changed and is this beef between musicians, DJs, and producers. That's a totally different thing, you know. Where now what happens is, with the growth of social media, those three sectors are trying to outshine each other. Yeah. You know? Yeah. That's a crazy thing. That's what we're talking about here.
Again, I'd like to hear from the fans. I'd like to hear from you guys. Let us know what you think. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Icon Radio, KE, and our WhatsApp number is 0788380030. This is The Vault. We're going to take a short break, but in the second hour, we're getting into Kimya and his journey. We'll be right back after this.
You're tuned in to Icon Radio, your #1 entertainment plug.
Icon Radio.
We're back. This is The Vault. Yeah. With the rowdiest craziest, I was told, we're the smoothest crew. Yeah, so representing today, we have a major player in the game. If you don't know this guy, man, you've been sleeping for the last, I don't know how many years.
Mini mattress, they've been sleeping on me.
Yeah, man. AKA no slumberland. That's how we're repping today. So I just want to give him the opportunity to reintroduce himself.
Yeah, man. I'm Kimya, aka Mr. Miyaki.
What's up?
You know, the silent one, producer and hip hop extraordinaire, rapper. Raptivist, and you know how it is.
Yo, all those titles. That's what we're repping with today. So you know what? Because you're here on The Vault, we appreciate you. We appreciate what you've done. We just want you to tell us a bit about yourself. Tell us about your journey, where you've come from, where you're going. You know, that's what we're interested in right now.
Okay. You know, I come from a long line of musicians in my family. My big bro is a musician. My little sister's a musician. My dad sings, but he's not really a musician. But, you know, that he's been kicking it with the guitar since way back. So, you know, we started music as young people.
Yo. Can I kata you the maneno?
Kata me with maneno.
Can we go back? Yeah, bro. So, yeah, bro. Can we go back hapo kwa family? Bro, umepitilia tu juu, umeslidea tu juu, you know, my bro, my sis. Kata. Mzee mzima umekuja tu umeslide kama my bro, my sis. Bro.
Kina nani hao?
mzee mzima umetuacha hanging.
My big brother, you know, he was an icon as well in the industry.
Yeah, bro.
Known as Bamboo,
Spime.
aka Timberman.
Spime.
That's the first born in the family of the Kimani dynasty.
Alikuwa anaitwa black? Alikuwa anaitwa African
African bamboo.
Yes.
Bamboo.
The real African band. That's the
Yeah.
the original band too.
Mwenye alikuletea kombe kwa kabinti.
Paka G-Rongi ame stand up.
Hujashika vile kushika dishi ya wimbo mbili na kitu moja. Kulikuwa kuna kabinti, alafu kulikuwa na usilete kombe, lakini nakwambia yeye ndo alileta kombe kwa kabinti. Hey bro, what? Ala sasa
the strongest in the family.
Goja. Sasa tulikuwa kwa brother day. Huo ni brother day, si ndio? Umetaja pia sister day.
Yeah man. Sister day, you know, she was coming up with two big brothers deep in rap, manze.
Yeah man.
She doesn't want to be a rapper, she wants to be a pop star, manze. Dope. And she out there, manze. Her name is Victoria Kimani.
Bomba.
She's one of the best, one of the greatest.
Meza hapa mzee mzima. Ungejua.
Tunabuza meza na maraini.
Alafu unawaambia wewe ndio unakonga favorite wa sister kwanza.
Oh yeah, you know. Close, my sister.
So I've been seeing, bro, you're very close with your sis. Acha turudie tena Victoria Kimani. Unajua we are so close, bro.
You have to work on a couple of tracks.
Yeah, we have a song together called Get Money.
Yeah, man.
We have another one we've done, the three of us. It's the only song Sisi Wote Watatu were on. I don't know why. I'm the one who made it happen. I'm the one forcing them into the studio.
You brought the collection together.
Yeah, I brought the collection
He's
together.
The
But I would like to ask, three of you, you have different character. As in, mmoja ni north, mwingine ni south, mwingine ni west. As in, hakuna mtu. So ukisema nyinyi wote mlikuwa in one song, I would like, yo, how did you manage that?
Same house, manze.
It's like
I'm the one who brings everyone together.
Yeah, bro.
Alikuwa huko west, nikaenda nikamvuta. I went north, nikachukua sister. Bought them both the headbangers, tukafanya mambo. You know what I mean?
It's like a triangle already there, man.
Yeah, and you know what? Me personally, I've always been about bringing people together, manze. G and Ajua, like that's how we met. We all walk on the same heart I have. Like they were bringing us to D, you know what I mean, to the studios and Daki. That's where I met Ambrose. That's how I got on Dandora Burning. That's how I heard some of your
Dandora Burning.
I don't. And playing around.
I also heard him on Dandora Burning. I remember. And I've never said this, but I heard you flip. And I was like, yo, this is a real MC. There's no
I think even me, that's the first time I heard you when you came to Dandora, Nakina Ibra, and it changed the thinking, the thought, the flow of everything people do in hip hop in Kenya. It'll flip like 100%, like
upside down.
So if you don't flow like this, think like this, rap like this, please go home, hang your boots.
Let me ask you, Kimya. There's something I want to know. Like, what if you look at your career and you look at where you've come from? What would you say is the first instant that drove you into hip hop? What is it that captivated you?
I think it has to be our freestyle battles at F2. It was just too much fire, you know. I mean, there's like 100 beautiful girls on the sideline, the goons over there in the corner. So now, always you come half stepping. You gotta bring your all, and the winner's gonna be picked right there. So you either get the love, or you're walking out with your head down. You know what I'm saying?
No such thing as halfway crook.
No.
Not in this age.
When I started, I was with Bamboo, and then we were up against guys who knew Shane. And so those guys were only doing English, but bado watu wana appreciate. But then saa zingine hawasikii what we're saying, so
then getting it's over their head.
Connect immediately, but with time kidogo bro akanisaliti akaingia K South.
K South was
one man.
Nakina
Bas
like with Calligraph walimuingilia sana, you know.
Pia mimi nilipata walianza kusema it's not original. I was like, but it's the original language I spoke since I was a child.
But yo Kimya, for me, if you ask me, since that track you did with the brand Johnny.
Yeah.
Ilifanya actually one thing I can say ilifanya watu Kenya, you don't look rappers kizungu manini. Angalia huyu jamaa anadu. Technique, style, rap flow. Na hiyo ngoma ukisikiza
every language they want. Kiswahili, Kisanifu,
Sheng na Kizungu. Actually that song people usually don't see. They have like fluent Swahili. You have Nairobi Swahili and you have English. Na kuna mtu ako chini ya mwingine.
Punchlines kibao.
Yeah bro, there's nobody who's down the other person. Everybody unaona kila mtu represent whatever he does to the full.
So you know what? This is really like we're not stopping here. This is great info we're getting, great talking time we're getting. But we're just gonna take a short break and get back to the real. So
no doubt.
Let's take a halt. We'll be back.
Icon Radio.
Okay, we're back here on the Vault. With the biggest, rowdiest, craziest crew. And we have a mad we have Kimya here today. And before we took the break, we were talking about his career. So we want to just deep inside of that and dip in. And so we want to say, like Kimya, tell us about your career, like how it began, you know, how you got into it, where your music is going right now. What have you been up to, you know, of late?
Okay, well, other than like the beginning, which was freestyle sessions and whatnot, I went to Tanzania and I met up with this hip-hop crew. And I started producing for them, and I joined the group too. It's called Kikosi cha Mizinga. And we created a revolution in Tanzania. Like, we flipped the game upside down. And most of that heat was coming from Nairobi. There was 3 Kenyan producers who were there. Me, Cheese and Brain, and Ambrose. Digital. So as you can imagine, we turned the game upside down. Alafu tukawacha kumeharibika huko. We came back to Kenya. The first track I did with Uko Flani Mama was Punchlines. Won the Kisima Award.
Andaki Records.
Won the Kisima Award, and then we opened Headbangers. So from there we were like just going uphill, fighting battles and creating more and more hip-hop, more and more music.
Yeah, so I would say like a lot of times people say they talk about, you know, Kali as the OG, you know, but I see you as an OG, you know.
When Kali was turning 18, he was looking up to us as the OGs. So like, he is an OG, but then that makes us triple OGs, you know.
Definitely.
What I mean? Like,
so,
but
so also, because you're like an OG in the game, I want to ask you this question: where do you see the state of Kenyan hip hop currently?
I see as if it's been stifled, but it's starting to come back. You know what I mean? But that comeback, they're trying to block it, but they really can't block it anymore because there's no longer one gate that we need to go through. So things are happening, people are growing. There's artists out there like, you know, Wakadinali, who say they grew up watching us, you know what I'm saying? They say without us there really is no them. Like we showed them that it's possible to rap in Sheng and Swahili, you know. So they're out there doing it, you know, and I think we just need to up the support. Everyone needs to drop everything they know and learn starting from now that you can learn new knowledge, and the new knowledge is this: you need to build Kenyan. Drop your knowledge of Nigeria and Tanzania and South Africa. Amapiano is like the biggest thing. Us guys are so into things that are outside of Kenya that Kenya is dying, while we're out here promoting everybody else and making them rich. Let's build Kenya. I'll tell you, every radio presenter and every DJ will get millions out of this industry, but we need to continue building it. Wake up playing Kenyan shit every day for the next 10 years, and I guarantee you money. I guarantee it.
So do you feel that the artists that are coming in right now, compared to back in the days, are getting the support they need from the fan base?
I think from the fan base, fans are active and they're communicating, they're backing their people up, they're listening to music. So people are getting views and whatnot through their fans. So there is a higher interaction. When we first came out, mafano wetu walikuwa wanatusikiza kwa Capital. Hata kama ana credit ya kupigia Capital angoje dakika 5 mtu apokee. Manze, we have no interaction with them. Yani labda tupatane kwa live show.
Or they go tap the phone booth.
Bro. Umesema hivyo. Let me say a story. The way Nameless was taken, City, bless Nameless in talented, but whatever. Do you know that time?
Take a moment, G. Take a moment.
Yeah, and take a break. So that time, Josiah was doing that competition on radio.
Yeah.
Do you know Nameless peke alipiga simu? Kitusua called, MCK called, and so many people we know they call.
Yeah,
but do you know why Nameless alipasavia? He had credit, bro. Sisi tunapiga simu wapi? Kwa telephone booth zile zilikuwa za red huko nje.
Kuna watu hata booth ni nini?
I won't lie to you. So tuko na sua hapo na kumuka pot, tuko na sua na kinakaa. Kila mtu ako na 20 bob. Alafu umepiga umeambiwa wait. Bro, simu yako ikikatika juu pesa imeisha, wewe yako jua. So Nameless yeye ametoka ubabini, bro, hako na zile simu ya ngrakapang. Hapo unlimited. So alitoboa juu ya hiyo. But what I know, there were so many. So what I'm trying to say is simple. We need to have like a fair ground for everybody. Kenya kuna talent, but talent zingine you have to pay for your own talent. Unasikia watu sacrifice. Me have seen people selling land ndio watu wanaambiwa sacrifice. I don't know. Just sometimes so I meet these people so much and they man, you know, in art sacrifice. Na pali yako anadu paperwork. So he doesn't even understand what's going on. So a lot of people naweza sema obviously Nameless ni talent depending na Kenyan perspective, but I know good people who are so good.
What's your perspective of his talent?
His talent?
Yeah.
Nameless ni Nameless. His talent is Nameless. So what can I say? What can you call that talent? That kind of talent?
I think
it's Nameless. It's unique. It's unique. It's unique.
He's who he is, but he's average. You can't even compare him to Lavosti. Lavosti can hit vocals and octaves.
Bro, who did you say? Who did you say?
Lavosti.
Umemtaja space moja na Nameless.
No, Nameless cannot reach your key.
Nameless is not a good example to Lavosti. Bro, in short tunasema Kenya kuna talent.
Yeah.
Kuna talent. Na one thing, for example, they used to tell us, wacha nirudi hapa, nyinyi ni mang'aa, nyinyi hamna adabu, hamna nini. Do you know ukienda majuki na artists wengine, utasikia manager anakuambiaje, me only care about him going on stage and recording. More than that, hiyo ni life yake.
Yeah.
Why? That's where they're making money. Jimmy, umeke pesa na mimi nikiuko kwa street nikifanya shughuli zangu na huko. Hizo si the most important, bora niko hapa na tuna coordinate vizuri tunafanya. But problem hawa tu huku, sorry, uptown hao ndio wanajiona discipline master. G-Rongi unavuta bangi sana. They have been telling us about bangi, sai bangi ndio fashion kwa radio. These people, they are so hypocrite.
They sound like the separation that came from colonialism and people who were supporting the
because they're house negro.
Yeah, it's like that. Come on. And I'm telling you, listen. It still feels like
my house negro.
It's like some Willie Lynch syndrome.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, like, it really divides our society. Kuna watu ambao they're like, you know, they're not trying to be too loud. They're trying to be really quiet.
But let me ask you.
If you speak loud and you're abrasive, then you're not the kind of.
But let me ask you this. I mean, you're not just an artist. You're not just a rapper. You're a producer. You know, you produce a lot of people out there. How do you feel that the production scene in Kenya is going right now? Do you feel like there's things that are lacking? Do you feel like it's grown better? Do you feel the artists are representing on the beats that they're putting out there? What do you feel?
Well, I think that there's a lot of rappers and a lot of producers, but I think producers and the rappers, everyone is following the wind. Like, so if the wind blows this way, now we have like 1,000 trap producers, and they all specialize in trap. But then, like, they're not very deep into production, so, and they're following the wind. So if trap dies down, what are these guys gonna do? Yeah. So I don't
they have trapped themselves.
They got trapped. Bila kujua.
They get bogged themselves.
I guess
they get bogged down in their own traps.
Mazee walikuwa na Nikki ati bees in the trap na zabado wako huko. I think that skill-wise we have a lot more producers, which means there's more people making beats, which means more artists wanaweza fikia more beats than back in the day. We had very few producers.
Yeah, na kuna wale wako na umama.
Bro, any beat inatoka.
There's some of
back in the days, any beat inatoka hiyo.
Nowadays,
people unafika studio ati nimekia beat inaka hivi.
So if we're gonna make music move forward, you know, back in the days there used to be a lot of shows. You know, you go for a show, you see your artists there. You know, what was the difference between back in the day to now? Like the scene, what has changed?
Nowadays, there's a lot less the shows. The promoters and the artists, they had so many differences, plus the DJs, that you know the shows just stopped happening. Back then, I used to hear every weekend, like, there's 2 artists in Kisumu, sijui nani ako Nakuru, sijui nani ako Mombasa, you know what I mean? But now, if you really listen, I'll put my ears to the streets, I might hear like 1 show in a month. Na hiyo ni msanii mmoja ameenda ama wawili, you know, or some really quietly advertised shows like corporate
shows, NGO shows.
Zimenyamaza. So I think we need to do more shows.
Now we have which festival every year?
Here.
In Kenya, I don't think even we have festivals.
Awards zetu zimeisha, festivals zimeiva.
The person who killed awards, the only person who killed awards in Kenya is Dr. Jesiah, who gave himself award in his own award. He gave his own artist awards in their own award. Since he did that,
but bro, they learned from their parents.
Nepotism, vitu zinafaa kwenda change.
Unfortunately, this is a hot topic, and we have to continue this next time. But we're coming to the end of this show.
We can continue it in the cipher, bro.
For those of you who have been asking us how you are going to join us on ciphers,
yes, man.
All you have to do is subscribe to our channel, download the campaign track, and drop a short clip of you freestyling on the beat, and you send the video to 0788 380030.
Well, as a Gambino, is giving the facts. There's one last thing as we're closing down the show that I like to ask Kimya.
Yeah.
You know, this is a question that I think will be of great interest. If you were to choose right now, in Kenya right now, your top 5 MCs, who would they be?
Wow. You know, are they supposed to be new cats? I can include old cats.
You can go any way you want, just what you feel personally.
Top 5.
Yep.
Well, you know, Black Thought said, you know, he dropped a list of a whole bunch of nice artists, and then he said, I ain't trying to hear it if it's not me. And next to me is sitting G. So let's start with us 2. And we'll talk about Bamboo is number 3. Yeah. And then maybe we look at 4 and we could give respect to the OG, Cali. And number 5, we go back to people like Vigeti. You know what I mean?
I don't think you can say 4.
Yeah.
The question actually is supposed to be, who's your favorite rapper? Because you can't ask a rapper who's your top 5. Bro, I'm the top, bro. I don't care. But ukiniuliza who's your favorite, nakwambia nilipenda verse ya Kimya hapa, nikapenda I don't, if you ask actually the right question nakulizanga artist and sportsman, inakwanga who's your favorite?
Wako favorite ni
favorite wangu? Si ni wewe, kama ungekuwa hapa unadhani bro, you are here already, bro.
I think your answer is the best way to close the show.
Yeah, bro.
You're both at number 1. And so that's how we present you. You know, we give props to you, and we just keep on doing what you're doing, so people can hear what you're doing.
Bless.
The last thing I just want to say is, can you give us your social media handle so we know where to find you?
So I'm available everywhere online. Twitter at Kimya Miyaki. That's KIMYAMIYAKI. It's the same tag on Instagram. Natuli Toka. Facebook, because I'd rather keep my face in a book than being online. It's quite
photo album, I'd rather in the photo album book.
Kimya. It is what it is.
So mad props. That's
you,
it.
Man. Big up.
Yeah.
Big up to the vault.
Icon Radio kama kaa.
Yeah, and we're out.
You're tuned in to Icon Radio.
Icon Radio.